our next edition of the Innovation Moment, and specifically my partner in crime here for Spotlight on Americas with Tom Lounibos. And Tom, if I might please give you the honor to introduce our guest today.
It is my honor, Shivani, and thank you. And this is our not our first foray into quantum computing, but one that I think is going to be extraordinary and important for all our clients around the world as we go forward. And I'm joined today by Jim Ricotta. Jim is the CEO and founder, or not founder, but chairman of Aliro Quantum. And Jim, you've got a tremendous background. You've had over 30 years of experience in specifically with Cisco systems and with several different startups and such. So welcome to Project Spotlight and to Accenture Ventures with the investment we made this morning on Aliro Quantum. You know, we have all of our guys here that have been studying quantum for some time. When we first met up with you a year or two ago with your company, we were struck by your mission to build the first scalable quantum network, scalable and secured quantum network for the enterprise. Why was that important to you?
Yeah, well, as you pointed out, we have a lot of networking veterans on our team. We also have quantum physicists, so we're a very unique blend of talents. And we see the future of networking as quantum. It's going to start with some basic use cases like secure communications, which I know you're going to mention, but we see quantum networks as being general purpose. You can use them to cluster computers together. You can use them to network sensors, and ultimately we're going to enable the quantum internet. So we think it's a long-term vision that's very powerful with some short-term use cases that your clients can use today.
I think a lot of our clients who are concerned about quantum computing from the risk standpoint for the entanglement side, and to see it as part of the solution as well as maybe potentially the problem is an interesting play. Now, you guys, Aliro was a spin out of Harvard's quantum labs. Was that the problem you were trying to solve? The intentional entanglement problem that may be coming out around identity?
It was. I mean, we spun out of Harvard's physics lab 4 years ago. We got backing from VCs, both on the east and west coasts of the U.S. Yeah, we saw that quantum entanglement, while Einstein called it spooky action at a distance, it's actually very real and very useful. And that was our vision, to apply it to problems in security and other aspects of networking.
You know, I think for most of our folks here at Accenture, and as well our clients around the world, quantum computing has been out there for 6, 7, 8 years, and it's always been this promise. Why now? Why is it emerging now into the enterprise?
Well, again, at Aliro, we're focused on quantum networking. In fact, our trademark is the Quantum Networking Company. And quantum networking is closer to commercialization than quantum computing because we use photons to make the qubits. We use fiber that's already in the ground to transmit them from me to you. We don't need to maintain these quantum states for thousands of operations. We can just use them as one-time mechanisms for you and I when we share entanglement to move information back and forth. So communications with quantum is happening now. And as you pointed out, and I can talk about more, with Q Day approaching, there's a very strong motivation for enterprises to adopt some quantum technology.
And let's talk about the verticals and the markets here. Obviously, telco's in play. I would think the public government markets are in play. Healthcare might be in play as well. What are you seeing? What are your forecasting? Where do you think you'll play the first at?
Yeah, so like a lot of new security solutions, new high-end security solutions, there's kind of a progression down the pyramid. Those who need the most secure communication tend to be government agencies, and we have some clients there. And then comes financial services. Most of the banks. We just did a session with Wells Fargo last week, where their quantum group from all over the company is interested in how to use technology like Aliro's. And then after financial services, yes, it could be It could be pharma and healthcare. It could be, the energy industry is also, and the utility industry is also very interested in security. So that's how we see the verticals developing.
Do these, when you go into an enterprise play, who do you go into? Do you go into the cybersecurity team? You mentioned Wells Fargo's quantum team. Do you go into the quantum team? And does it start with a proof of concept? And how long do those proof of concepts last if they do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we typically, every company is a little different. Every major enterprise has people looking at quantum computing and networking for sure. And sometimes it's in the CTO's office, and sometimes it's in the CISO, the cybersecurity area. We prefer it to be more in the business side than in the CTO's office, because sometimes those are, they're further away from implementation. We have a very unique approach at Aliro. We have this software stack. By the way, our business model is a software-only business model. We can work with different quantum hardware that may be appropriate for a certain use case. But one of our software products is actually not part of the runtime. It's a simulator. It's a quantum network simulator. Aliro has the best quantum network simulator in the world, and we can prove that. And we go in there and we engage with the prospect, we explain quantum networking and what Aliro can do, and then we say, hey, why don't we do a simulation? We can spend, let's say, 2 to 3 months and simulate several quantum network designs for you based on your actual infrastructure. We can simulate not just the high-level workings of a network, but the actual physics of the fiber, things like noise models and that kind of stuff. So the simulation engagement can give you, at the end of it, data on what you could build, how much it would cost, what the performance would be in terms of the throughput. And customers find that very valuable because they can take it up to management and say, here's what we can do if we get some budget allocation.
I love that play. Simulation is such an important way to enter into a new market because it's a way of entering at a minimal risk. It gives you great insight, great intelligence, and a great way to get started into this new space of quantum networking as you go forward. Well, Jim, I really appreciate you spending the time. It's becoming clearer to us and to Paul Doherty and all of us on the technology side that your next network is going to be a quantum network. And I believe Aliro and Accenture will lead the way. Shivani, closing words from you?
No, thank you. I love these quick, blasts that we'll end up doing with our founders with this new technology. And thank you for the time.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in the spotlight.
Thank you.